Truly incredible story lined up for you today, one that literally spans continents and decades. We're diving into the legendary cross-continental journey of Nigerian goalkeeper Peter Rufai. This guy was an absolute giant between the posts. His career reads like a world atlas. Now, sadly, the football world just lost this icon. He passed away in July of 2025. So today, we're going to celebrate his monumental legacy. We're tracking his whole timeline, all the way from the pitches of West Africa straight to the top leagues of Europe.
Okay, just think about this number for a second. 861. In professional football, right, playing maybe 300 or 400 matches, that's considered a highly successful career. But Peter Rufai, he played an astounding 861 total senior club matches over a 2-decade span. I mean, that kind of longevity, especially in a physically demanding position like goalkeeper, it's just unbelievable. It really tells a story of supreme fitness, unwavering dedication, and this incredible adaptability that let him thrive in vastly different football cultures for 20 straight years.
Okay, let's dive right into our chronological roadmap. We'll start by remembering Peter Rufai, trace his early African club transfers, map out his move to Central Europe, follow him through his Iberian club years, and finally look at his legendary time as the Super Eagles goalkeeper.
Section 1. Remembering Peter Rufai.
So Peter Rufai was born on August 24, 1963, in Lagos, Nigeria, and he was a towering presence, standing at 1.87 meters. That's about 6 foot 2 inches. He literally had the perfect physical frame to completely command the penalty box. As we mentioned at the top, Rufai sadly passed away on July 3, 2025, at 61 years old. It was a moment that really sent ripples of mourning throughout the whole global football community. And honestly, looking back at the incredible foundation he built, it's so easy to see exactly why he was so deeply revered.
Section 2. Early African Club Transfers.
Every epic journey has to start somewhere, right? For Rufai, it began right at home. His professional career kicked off in 1980 with stationery stores in Nigeria. He spent a really solid 5 years there building his reputation. I mean, making 190 appearances for your first club, that shows some incredible consistency for a young keeper. He then had a super quick stint in 1985 with Fimo Scorpions, making 40 appearances, but he didn't stay long. Later that same year, he moved across the border to Benin, joining Dragons de l'Ouémé. He spent 2 crucial years there, adding another 99 appearances to his resume. By 1987, he was primed and ready for a massive leap.
But hang on, before we follow him to Europe, there's this totally fascinating anomaly we have to talk about. Rufai wasn't just stopping shots, occasionally he was taking them. He was actually a scoring goalkeeper. No way, right? He netted 2 goals during those foundational years at stationery stores, and then later on in his career, he'd score a goal in Belgium for Beveren, and incredibly, he even scored a goal on international duty for Nigeria. So that's 4 goals total. It's just a rare, brilliant little quirk in his massive statistical profile that adds so much to the legend.
Section 3. Moving to Central Europe.
Okay, so in 1987, Rufai makes this huge continent-jumping transfer to Belgium, signing with Lokeren. This was a massive chapter. He was literally a pioneer for African goalkeepers in Europe during the 80s and 90s. He spent 4 years at Lokeren, firmly establishing himself in the European game. Then, from 1991 to 1993, he stays in Belgium but moves over to Beveren, which is where he managed to get on the score sheet, as we just mentioned. After that, his timeline shifts slightly north in 1993 as he joins the Go Ahead Eagles in the Netherlands for a season. This entire late 80s to early 90s block of his career was all about adapting to the rigorous, highly tactical styles of Central European football. It was a huge stylistic jump from the Nigerian league, really proving his elite adaptability. Now, you might be wondering about his club loyalty amidst all these transfers. Well, while Rufai was definitely well-traveled, he wasn't just passing through. He planted deep roots. Lokeren is actually his highest peak, anchoring him for an unbelievable 206 appearances. Just behind that is his very first club, Stationery Stores, with 190 caps. And then Ferenc comes in third with 162 appearances. These 3 clubs really represent the foundational pillars of his massive 861-game domestic career.
Section 4. The Iberian Club Years.
So the mid-1990s brought Rufai down to the sunny Iberian Peninsula. He started out in Portugal with Ferenc in 1994, and he found a true home there, spending 3 years and making 162 appearances. By 1997, he decided to test the waters in Spain, making appearances for Hércules and then the legendary Spanish side Deportivo La Coruña through 1999.
To cap off this incredible 20-year club journey, he returned to Portugal for the 1999-2000 season, guarding the net for Gil Vicente.
And there's a quote that beautifully captures how deeply he integrated into these cultures. The Portuguese press affectionately wrote this about him: Rufai o príncipe que não quis ser rei, which translates to Rufai, the prince who didn't want to be king. I am a son of Portugal. Wow. It just goes to show that Rufai wasn't some mercenary just moving from club to collect a paycheck. He truly connected with the fans, embraced the culture, and left this indelible, emotional mark on the regions he played in, especially in Portugal.
Section 5. The Super Eagles goalkeeper.
Now, there is this fascinating duality to Peter Rufai's career. His domestic timeline was this highly nomadic journey, right? Spanning 10 different clubs, multiple countries, and 861 caps. But if we contrast that with his international story, it's a story of immense stability. For 15 years, from 1983 all the way to 1998, he was a steady, unwavering presence for one single country, Nigeria. So while he was constantly moving around Europe to secure his livelihood, he was the absolute bedrock of the national team back home.
Over that incredible 15-year span, he earned 65 caps for the Super Eagles. He was literally the man between the posts during some of the most golden and defining eras of Nigerian football. He took all that invaluable experience he was gathering in Belgium, the Netherlands, Portugal, and Spain and brought it right back to the international stage. And, of course, as we talked about earlier, he managed to score a goal for his country along the way. Just a perfect little footnote to a completely legendary international career.
So, what does this all mean? We end on this question. How will Peter Rufai's expansive cross-continental journey be remembered in the annals of football history? When we look back at the visual timeline of his life, from Lagos to Belgium to Portugal, from his 861 club appearances to his steadfast loyalty to the Super Eagles, we see a true pioneer, a player whose longevity and adaptability are almost unmatched. His passing in 2025 is a profound loss, for sure, but his legacy as a true global ambassador of the beautiful game, that is permanently secured. I highly encourage you to go find some old footage of the Prince in goal. Until next time, keep exploring the beautiful game.